Hey everyone, this is the Elegance template tutorial. This one's pretty simple, so it shouldn't take long to go through. Not too many layers. I think the magic here is just kind of this glitter ring and then this kind of gradient that comes out from it. I'll show you how to use that real quick. Just walk you through the layers real quick. First we have this curves layer, which I really like. You can turn it on or off. It just kind of gives it just a little bit of a matte kind of finish to it. Plays with the contrast just a little bit as well. Just kind of gives it a kind of, I don't want to say an aged look, but you know what I mean. You can get in here and kind of play with opacity if you want, or just turn it completely off. So far I've been using it with every edit. All the samples on my site, this is turned on, but feel free to turn it off. All right, then we have the vignette around the edges. Let me zoom out here. You can see that it's just kind of subtle. You have the foreground fog, which is just kind of the sitting fog here down on the bottom, made to look like it's just kind of laying low and sitting on the ground there. And obviously the bottom text, your subject, and your top text, which is this line and then the big kind of cursive text that runs off the edges here. And then obviously all your background layers. Got just a glow, just kind of these starbursts in there. Just the fog that I added to it. Just some of the glitter. It comes in two colors. One I like to just keep white, which we'll walk through. And then this one is where I add a little color pop to it. And then the ring itself with an outer glow that you can change the color of that. And then again, another one that's just kind of subtle is just this atmosphere layer. It's just adding some dust and a little slight bokeh in there. It's very subtle. I got it at 50%. You can turn that up or down. And then your main background color, which is this gradient. Back to the subject real quick. Let me show you how I have that set up. You can do it so it's like kind of 3/4 body, half body, whatever you want to do. Or you can come in here and do a full body. You can turn that bottom fog on or off to kind of, however your feet are set up. Another thing you can do is hold shift and click on that subject, the mask on that subject layer, and then that foot comes back in. Just went a little crazy with the shadow on that, but that's just kind of give you an idea. Another thing you can do if you want is you can make this two subjects. So you can drag her over. I'm going to do Command or Control T, sorry. Whoops. And just kind of shrink her down just a little. You can do that. Obviously this is the same picture, but you would use different ones. But if you wanted to, you could always just add somebody else in here. Let's turn that mask back on. Grab a brush tool when you're on this mask layer if you wanted. Just kind of, with white, just kind of get rid of that where the foot is. So, kind of sky's the limit here with this one. Sorry, I want to keep doing undo here. All right. So what I'm going to do real quick is just put in a dancer. Obviously this template will work best for, cheer, dance, gymnastics. The girly girl stuff looks really good with it. I'm going to grab my move tool. I'm going to turn auto select on. I'm just going to click curve. First thing I'm going to do is just change out this subject. So I have this one here, here we go. Actually, I don't want, let me grab one where the arms aren't so high. We'll just grab this one. I'm not going to get too picky with placement. Whoops, sorry. I shot them on a white background, so she's kind of got this glow around her where it didn't extract just perfect. Oh, sorry. I forgot. I have this inner glow option as well, so that's why you're seeing that ring around the head. When I was playing with it, it worked for some around the edges. Like if you're going to have her head, yeah, let's bring it a little lower actually. Like right in here, it would make sense and work. So that's why you can turn that on or off. So by default, it's on. Let me go ahead and raise her up a bit. And now I'm going to turn that off. Now it's not so bad. All right. Sorry, I'm still being picky with this. There we go. That'll work for now. First things first, I want to go to the background. I want to turn all these off. All the ring layers. And let's just play with this gradient. Let me zoom in. Excuse me, I'm going to zoom in just a bit. And I think we're going to, let's try the pink. Why not? I haven't done too much pink yet. I like just grabbing this middle one, just kind of this, I have like the dark, the mid, and the light, and then of course a white. So I'm going to go with this mid one. I'm just going to grab some pink out of here. With my eyedropper tool. So too pink. Let's grab this one here. Or too dark a bit. All right, that's good. I'm going to lighten it just a bit. I'm going to copy that, Command or Control C. I'm going to go to this darker one. Actually, this darker one, let's keep this, let's do this dark blue. I'm going to darken it a little more. Right there. Then let's grab this lighter color, and I'm going to paste that pink in there. I want to come over here and just make it pretty light. All right, there we have it. And let's, just depending on the colors you get, you might get this kind of like harsher line in there. If you do, just play with these sliders a little. I'm just going to keep moving these. Just little micro adjustments. And then what I'll do here, I'm going to grab this mid pink again. I'm just going to lighten it just a bit. That'll soften it up. Alright, but it doesn't really matter because when we turn these layers on, it's going to kind of hide it anyway. Alright, so this is the ring, the light ring. Double click it, click the outer glow, grab that blue. You can use your eyedropper tool again, or I'm just going to Command or Control V to paste that pink back in there. Again, I'm going to make it real light because as you can see when you do that, that glow comes back. It just kind of pops. Say OK. Now I'm going to turn the first colored glitter on. Let's see. Let's keep, I don't know, I kind of like that blue. All right, let's double click that color swatch. I'm going to grab this blue. Yeah, it's too dark. All right. I'm just going to put that pink back in there. Actually, I want to make it a little darker though, just a hair. There we go, right there. I'm going to turn the white glitter back on. I'm going to leave that white. I typically do. Feel free to change that though. Then the fog. I'm going to double click that. Command or Control V to put that pink back in. I'm going to lighten it up. Nice. Now I'm going to copy this fog color. Copy that. I'm going to come up here all the way to the top to the foreground fog. I'm going to paste that because I want it to kind of match. I'm going to make it a little pinker. There we have it. All right. All right, now I want to scroll back down to the bottom. I want to double click this gradient again. Hold on, let me zoom out. There we go. I just want that. Whoops, sorry, I'm doing the wrong one. I just want this to have a little slightly smoother transition. There we go. Bring that pink back in. Nice. All right, now I want to go back to the top, this foreground fog. I'm actually going to lower the opacity on that one just a little. About right there. All right, we're pretty much done with it. That's how easy it is, but first I'm going to go through the text real quick. First, I'm just going to double click this top line. I'm going to start typing. All right, that's it. Obviously, you can change the color if you want. With these as well, there's this outer glow. I want to click that. Click this blue, and it's very subtle. You might not even see it in the video. And I'm just going to put that pink back in. Down here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'll grab my text tool. I'm clicking the first name. And then click the last name. And then the subtext. I'm just going to, for her, I'm just going to put, I believe this was jazz. And why not? We'll just throw the year in there. All right, let's see here. On this one, I'm going to double click the bottom text folder. Outer glow, click that color swatch, Command or Control V. I'm just going to use that pink again. All right, now the last thing is just this background text. I'm going to click in there, Command or Control A to select all of it. And then I'm just going to grab a color. Let's see. Oops, sorry. That's actually a layers effect. So I want to click it in here. And then, so you can make it darker or just light. I like creating it just so it barely kind of comes through. Actually, I'll select the color it's on and then just lighten that. Pretty much like that. All right, now I'm going to change it to star struck. All right, Command or Control T. And I'm just going to barely move it in. So it's, I just like the effect of it getting cut off by the edges. So I'm going to keep it just like that. And that is really it. Obviously, if I was doing this for a client, I would spend more time with it and just perfect it. Probably use a different picture for this. The legs are a little lighter. If you want to really get picky, come in here to the subject. I will create an exposure, clip it to the subject, as you see here. Lower that subject, or sorry, the exposure. Get out, grab my brush while I'm on this mask. Switch it over to black. I'm going to change my flow up to 100. Obviously, you guys won't be doing this. And then I'm just going to paint back in the brighter area. Now the leg kind of falls to the shadow a little. Again, that's unimportant. You guys probably won't need that, but that's how I'm doing that for this. If you have any questions about this, please hit me up, and I hope you enjoy this one. Thanks.